Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, and how is it going today? I hope you all in a very great condition today. And welcome to SMA Unggulan Ruus YouTube channel. And we hope that this channel will benefit you because there will be many useful information you can watch, especially about education. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe this channel and click on the bell icon to get notification from this channel. Okay? And well, this podcast is about Indonesian students' success story who studied in many universities, and this podcast will be the first. We hope that by watching this podcast, you will be motivated and you will get new insights, how to enroll, how to join, how to register in university in Indonesia or in foreign country. And in this opportunity, we will listen to a student's success story from a special speaker who graduated from NTU or Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. And his experience in working life is very great. Formerly, he worked in Tokopedia, in Gojek Singapore, and Gojek International. And now he is working as a data analyst in Careem in Dubai. Okay, well, our guest today graduated from NTU Singapore in 2017, and from the official website of NTU from www.ntu.edu.sg in the 11 times higher education or the Young University Rankings released in February 2022, NTU was ranked second position in the world and the first position in ASEAN order rank. It is very amazing. We have our special guest today. He is from Indonesia. His name is Krisma Sandi Komaruzaman. Hello, Krisma.
Hello, Miss Anjar.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good, Alhamdulillah. How about you?
I'm fine too, thanks. And we know that to enter NTU is not easy. Do you think it's easy or difficult?
I think for Indonesian students, it's quite difficult because we also need to compete with the students from other countries, and NTU itself, they have some quotas for international students. So yeah, just imagine that only 20% of the students are international, and from these 20%, we need to compete with students from India, China, Malaysia, and also Indonesia. Yep.
Okay, in your class, how many students are there from Indonesian?
There were only
Indonesian student, I mean.
Yeah, 2 of us. Out of
two?
Only 2. Out of 100 students in my.
Really? Oh my God. Okay, Mashallah. Okay. From the registration, the test, and can you mention what are the tests to enroll at NTU?
Yeah, I think if you want to apply to NTU, right? Usually, the registration will start in October. So let's say usually 5th semester for the high school, and usually it will start in September or October. So this is the part where we need to submit all the necessary documents, all the reports. And for the first 4 semester, and also the national examinations, ujian nasional for the junior high school as well. So let's say if we already have these 5 documents, and then we can start the application. Also, we also need to submit our passport as well. So yeah, just prepare these 6 documents, and then we're good to apply to NTU. And the registration will end around December, second week of December, and the announcement will be done in end of December. And after that, all the shortlisted candidates will be invited for the examinations in January or February. Usually it will be done in big cities in Indonesia, like Medan, Jakarta, and also Surabaya.
Oh, I see. How about the marks when the marks of your senior high school? Must it like a grade or how is it? Is it important to have good mark when you were in senior high school?
Yeah, honestly, yes, but because I was like I won like few international Olympiads during my high school. So
Yes.
for me, this certificate is like more important. But I think in general, like let's say if you didn't go to any Olympiads, so it is better to get like good marks during university. Sorry,
Okay.
during high school. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yes, during high school. And then how about the English proficiency? Do you need to give your TOEFL test or something like that?
No. So for like NTU, the test that we need to do is only like, so basically we can choose like 3 subjects, like either like physics, biology, chemistry, and also mathematics.
Okay,
so like from these 4 options, we can choose any three combinations. It is okay. But I think it also like highly depend on the like which faculty that we want to apply. So some faculty require maths as a mandatory subject, and some are not free. So for the English itself, there will be like assessments at the beginning of the like semester. Let's say if NTU accept us as students, so at the beginning of the like semester, they will like conduct like a test for all students. So we need to write an essay, and based on that, if let's say like some students need to require like more English. So basically they will like ask us to attend like some English class for the whole semester. So yeah, just to train our English.
Okay, what was your major in NTU?
I studied mathematics and economics.
Mathematics and economics.
Like half mathematics and half economics.
Oh, okay. And then is your major and your work now connected? I mean the what is it? The knowledge you apply, is it connected? I mean.
Yes. But I think so. Speaking from my experience, right? My biggest mistake is I didn't do any proper research about like what kind of like subject that is available in NTU and what I want to be after I graduated. So I think like for students who wants to enter university, right? Better ask the first question that need to be answered is what you want to be after you graduate, right? From there, like let's say if you want to be like a data analyst, if you want to be like lawyer, then from there like you can see like what are the available options in university that you can apply, what kind of faculty that you can apply. So yeah, I think from there like you can choose what is like the most suitable for you.
Okay, yeah. Now please tell us about your journey. How could you be a student there? Why didn't you choose to study in ITB or maybe in UI or in UGM? Why?
Yeah, I think the honest answer is I came from like I can say it's like poor family. So my father was a gas station man. He's an operator in SPBU, and I think the main problem here is we basically didn't have money to pay for like the living costs during university. So I think there were like few options for me. Either I got a scholarship in foreign country, or like maybe I just study in like a nearby university near my hometown in Bondowoso. So I think and there was like this so I had friends from other school, and she basically like have the information that NTU is open for registrations, and
Yeah.
I just try my luck and applied
Yeah.
NTU, and because the process was fast, so I knew NTU in November, and basically I just rushed to complete all the necessary the required documents, and after that because I got like medals like international medals during my junior high school, and it's still like within 5 years expiration date. So basically,
Yes.
if you have like international medals, but it's already like older than 5 years old, then it will
Yeah.
not be counted.
Oh yeah. It will be eliminated like that.
Yes. Luckily, it's still like within 5 years. And yeah, after that in January, there was like this announcement. I didn't get any email. All my friends got the email. Either like it is accepted for the next round, or like they just like rejected.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I tried to like email NTU like what happened to me, and they basically told me that because I got the medals, I didn't need to do the exam test. So basically, I just got I just got NTU like in January. So like 3 months earlier than the most of students. And
I see.
after that, the second issue is basically the like how to pay NTU, right? And and I applied for like some scholarship there. I read an essay about like why do I need to get this scholarship, and I got the scholarship, and they pay like full full like tuition fee, and also like they give me like some money for like living in Singapore
Every month.
Yeah, every month, every semester I got like I think the money is more than enough to live in Singapore for students.
Okay.
That's basically my journey.
Great. So you got full scholarship from NTU.
Yes.
Full.
But full scholarship. But they also like asked me to work in Singapore for 6 years after I graduate. So this is just like to pay back.
Yes.
We don't have to pay anything after we graduate. We just need to work in Singapore. That's all.
Okay. Now after you work there for 6 years, and now you move to Dubai.
No, I only worked there for 3 years, and I just decided to like pay the fine. So there will be fine.
Fine.
So
I
just need to pay like half of the fine.
I see. Okay. Can you tell us the tips and tricks how to enroll in NTU? What should you prepare from senior high school?
Yeah, I think the preparation like should be done like from the first semester. I think try to like learn about like mathematics, physics, biology, and chemistry, and try not to just memorize, but also like understand the concept, right? Try to learn calculus, how it works, like physics, biology, and everything, and also like try to get a good mark from your first semester, and try to be consistent. So let's say like always good mark for the first 4 semesters. Also like try to join like any competitions, because it will help you like in terms of like your mentality. And also maybe if you have enough, or like if you have like spare time, also learn about like subject in O level as well. It will help a lot, because all the tests in NTU is not using like Indonesian curriculums, more like O level curriculums.
Okay, I see. And then could you tell us your experience when you studied in NTU? It can be sad or happy, up to you. One experience unforgettable.
Yeah, I think the first impression when I came to NTU is like everyone's like work really hard. I mean, like they always like study almost every day.
Yeah.
that kind of mentality, I couldn't find it in any like experience where I studied in Indonesia.
I see.
And also like in terms of like the learning, right? The learning journey, I think NTU almost like give us like a lot of flexibility. Let's say like all the teachings progress, right? Everything is recorded, so student can just like open the internet and just rewatch the video multiple times while the lecturer like teach us the subject. And I think also this kind of things really support us as a students, especially like let's say if we cannot attend the class, right, because of like some other reasons, we can just rewatch the video and it is fine. I mean, like there will be no punishment if the students didn't attend the class. And also about the marks, so in NTU the final marks consist of two things, like the final exams, which is the end of the semester, and also the mid exams. Usually like the final exam like contribute to 70% of the final marks, and the mid exam only 30%. So that's all. So your marks only depend on these two exams. It will not depend on your homeworks. There will be no homeworks. There will be no like attendance. So basically, it's just like the final result. That's all.
There is no attendance list. Sorry, there is no attendance list. So did you come to class every day or? Tell us.
Yeah, it's also my big mistake. Because of that, because of that mentality, I seldom come to class. Usually I'll come to class like in the first 2 weeks of the semester, because this is where the lecturer will tell us like what are the topics and what needs to be done, and also the mid semester where there will be an exam, so I need to attend that to get the score. And also like the final two weeks of the semester, this is where usually the lecturer will summarize everything, so I'll just attend this maybe like
4 weeks in a semester,
4 to 5 weeks out of like 16 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a big mistake. So yeah, I mean, because of that, I didn't study properly during my university. My GPA or call it like IP, right?
IPK. Yes, IPK.
Yeah, it's not that great. I can share it here. So it was like 2.7 out of 4.
Yeah, out of 4, really.
2.7. Yeah, but it was bad for like Indonesian students, because the rest of the Indonesian students usually like they work hard and they'll get like 3 or like more than like 3.5.
Yes.
And also like for the scholars, because I got scholarship as well, and luckily I just like barely passed the minimum GPA to maintain my scholarships.
How was the minimum GPA for scholarship?
It was 2.8.
2.8.
2.8.
And you got?
So after the first 7 semester, I got like 2.801. Yeah. So I almost end up like I don't know, like drop out on my final semester if I basically get this below 2.8, and I got 2.801.
Yeah. Did you work during your study?
Yes. So I think during my 3rd or 4th year, my final year, I think there was like a lot of like spending, and my allowance is not enough, so I need to work hard. So I work in the restaurants, hotels. I work weekends, so doing part time, and I think it is it is fine and quite common in Singapore.
Yeah.
But for students, they keep like the maximum hours, so we cannot work more than 16 hours per week.
Per week.
Yeah, per week. That's the regulation from the government. So
okay. Krisma, could you say something to the viewer? What is to motivate them to study hard in senior high school?
Yeah, I think here's what I observe, right? Usually, like the higher the level of the study, let's say like during like under school, junior high school, and senior high school, usually like people will play more than study more. So I think this is not true and it's not correct. So the higher your like school level, you need to basically study harder, like. And also like try to not just memorizing and basically try to understand about the concepts. And also what I observe as well, like many students they just cheat during the exams. I think this is also like quite dangerous. Maybe you will get like good marks, good score. I think it will not give you any like benefits in the long term. So I think better you get like low marks, but you understand about the concept, and it will help you like land a good job in the future. And I think in university as well, like if you study abroad, I think people really like see this like quite serious. I mean, like you cannot cheat. If they know that you cheat, they will basically just expel you from university. So basically, they just you to
dangerous
to exit university.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all. Just study hard, and it will give you basically good chance to compete with others. Out there, maybe you haven't met them yet, but you will meet someone who work harder than you, and at some point you need to compete with them. So yeah.
The future starts now, right?
Yes. There is I mean, I don't think like there's no time to say late for study. So yeah, just start now. Okay, to close, thank you very much for sharing your experience and tips to study in NTU, and we all hope the best for your career in the future. Okay, Krisma, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for having me for this podcast as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, everyone. To close, we will inform you that SMA Unggulan RUS is now open for scholarship program to students of SMP or MTS who are qualified. For those who ever got medals in national or international level, please do not hesitate to enroll now. For junior high schools who wants to reach your dreams to study in national or international university, SMA Unggulan RUS will be your best choice to start your dream. And SMA Unggulan RUS offers you opportunity to develop your talents and skills, which of course useful for your future. And please visit our website at RUSHD on WhatsApp 0858-7595-2000. And thank you for watching and see you later. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.